Alrighty, this is PG-13 for mature audiences only, and this here is the G.I.Joe headquarters, the command headquarters. This is the Canadian version, and it is the same version as the American. Unlike the Dragonfly version that I didn't have the holes for my stretcher. Now I don't know if I have the antenna. I might. But we'll take a good look at this cool bass for, how you say, 1983. We have to do this on the floor because it is quite larger. Oh yes. Now we have rock and roll here on the Canon. Now, you know, for realistic play, if they would have made a Canon that would have actually was actually like more of a tower, and you could like move it around almost like a Hoth world. Like a big Canon that you could put a figure in, that would have been kind of way better. This Canon, well, no. But you know how like you put it on like a ball type thing. Same with this. This Canon just goes side to side. But if you had a Canon that had more range, so you could rotate it more, would have been way better. But oh well. Now, this bass was really cool. You actually had a, how you say, garage pad that you could, hoist up your vehicle. Pretend the mechanic is like fixing it. And well, it easily slides back down. Now there also is weapon racks on the sides of each bay. And let's see if we can, this is a little bit difficult here. There's little weapon racks here. You can put the laser rifles in here. And then you got a little hallway. And then here you've got the, I guess that would be the motor for the base. And we also have a stockade. And a piece that tends to break is either this part or this part. So I was able to use a piece of plastic, melt it a little bit, and then put some screws in here, pre-drill some holes. I mean, I could just go and order the part, but where's the fun in that? This is my stalker here. I thought he would look better with the maroon or red beret, so he could be more like an airborne ranger or special ops. Does look way better in red than the green beret. Oh, and Duke's falling down on the job there, as in the stockade. And this would have been actually cooler if this was a little bit bigger designed, and you had like a few jail cells for the stockade. So there's a lot more you could do with like this kind of base, but this is still pretty cool for that year. And considering with how technology is, you could pretty much make anything pretty darn quickly. I mean, people are like 3D printing stuff. Here's the console. This just opens and closes. We've got breaker on the computer there, making sure the computer system's running properly. There's another version of tripwire, and it's not just for fun. It's probably from the Stars and Stripes, and I used a lot of the Stars and Stripes ones for parts because I figured they might fit. And they did. And I made a, how you say, a different version for Spirit. This is Spirit's cousin. I don't know what name we could give Spirit's cousin, but thought this looked cool. He's almost at the Night Force. He only made it to the Slaughter's Marauders. And then in this bay here, you could put your Wolverine tank in here, or one of your Mobat tanks. Now, this base does not have foot pegs, which is kind of surprising, because a lot of bases and stuff that G.I. Joe made later on had foot pegs. But also, you know, like, just the people that design this stuff don't have the practicality in mind. Like, I mean, there's that other base over there, I think the 1992 base, and that base was just horribly designed. Oh, fold it up and make it tiny. It's like they're disgraced by their own base. Next in the base here we have a radar. We also have a weapons room. The weapons trays. There's two weapons trays. The other one pulls out as well. And you could put your extra weapons and helmets and backpacks in there. But you know what would have been cool? If you actually had a whole little room for weapons. That gives it more playability. Then you could put your weapons on the walls, you know, like they have the little weapons racks on the side. Cobra Guy just walks in, oh, I'll grab a laser rifle. But you know, like, they should have designed this a little bit better. I mean, it's only hollow plastic. How hard is it? And to make it, like, you know, fit like Lego, and like a lot of these pieces snap off because it's not well constructed. But if you had like a Lego design where you just pop it in and then slide it, it might work a lot better. But oh well, you know, the people that design this don't design it too well. They do. I mean, hats off to Hasbro for actually making some cool playsets. But now you can take it to the next level, Hasbro. And even for HasLab, you can design a way better G.I. Joe base. You know, you can have a little hallway, make it this part a little bit wider, and then you can have a few prison cells for the stockade, and a little hallway with a couple prison cells. Then you can have the garage part bigger, and you can make more of a tower in the front part with a better laser cannon. But oh well. Now there is a few more Sunny Days vehicles that I do have, and they work really well for the customs. I mean, you could do a lot more with this, but you know, this spins pretty nicely. There is a halo pad or helicopter pad that comes with this, and even another part of the base. You know, like, why can't you have a little medical room and a weapons room and then the computer room? So you can make this part a little bit bigger. Maybe even have a second story. I don't know. It just, you know, you could have more of a base. A lot of people out there, put in the comments what you'd like to see for the next G.I. Joe base, because that's what Hasbro wants to know. And I'm pretty sure if that will end up being one of the HasLabs, or maybe they're going to go all out on a Defiant or an upgraded, how you say, USS Flag. But oh well. But anyways, this Sunny Days was relatively cheap, and well, these things do fall off pretty easy though. But you know, you can get a couple of these. I do have a few of these. This is, I think, the M113, so yeah. These are, you know, if they would have made this a little bigger, and how come G.I. Joe doesn't have any of these? Make this a little bit bigger, put it in G.I. Joe, and just like Disney did with Spielberg, I think it was, yeah. Whoever owned Star Wars there, you basically take 25% of a vehicle and you design it differently, so 75% of it could be just like the vehicle here. I'll pull out one more of these again. So basically, you could take this Hummer here, 75% of it can stay original, and then you just add on a bumper, make this open, you know, add on a couple little, how you say, plates here so figures can stand. And then, if as long as it's 25% more, it's not 100% the same, and that can change. Or you can even change the tires, put a little bumper on the back, take off these ridiculous mirrors, put something else, and as long as the vehicle's changed somewhat, then you could still use the same vehicle. You can design it how you want. That's one way of redesigning things. I mean, you know, I just don't get it. Like, how come these people at Hasbro couldn't come up with better vehicles and couldn't ask the public for input? Like, oh, like, where is our Blackhawk? Where is our Huey? We want more. Then you have to go to other lines just to buy vehicles, and oh, the price point should come cheaper. Like if G.I. Joe made a Blackhawk, I mean, yes, we have the Tomahawk. I don't know if this will fit on the landing pad, but I made this one into a G.I. Joe one as well, and I had to take it apart and cut out the seats, but we got hit and run in here. And this was a Sunny Days. There was World Peacekeepers that also had like cool Blackhawks, but like, you know, there's so many different military vehicles G.I. Joe can make, and as well as new figures, you know. How come there's no African American dreadnoughts, huh? Name them Spider. There you go. I just came up with the dreadnought for you, Hasbro. Call him Spider or Widowmaker. But you know, make some cool little vehicles as well as some awesome new vehicles. Redesign it just a little bit, and there you go. These things are friggin' awesome. Put on a standardized G.I. Joe hitch and a G.I. Joe bumper on the front and the back, and you have a better G.I. Joe vamp instead of Sunny Days. So Hasbro, we love ya. We want more. We want a newly designed base for a HasLab, and I know you can do it. Even if you have to like make this a little wider and have a second level part, and don't cheap out and make it as crappy as the 1992 base. That sucks, where you fold it and it's all, well, we want something nice, cool, and even like a base that's components. You can always do another HasLab where you add another part, and you could even dual design it for G.I. Joe and Star Wars, and include decals for both. So you can design it how you want, and then you can keep upgrading and adding on components and making it a huge base. And that's what some people were also saying, the same thing. Make a bigger base for action figures. And I also asked Hasbro, how come you don't make any Star Wars O-ring figures? Because, you know, Hasbro, Disney, it's all the same company. So maybe they will invent the O-ring Star Wars figures, and that would be awesome. And then you could actually have them compatible with G.I. Joe. You know, all of us people who collected Star Wars before wanted O-ring Star Wars figures, because they would have been just as cool as G.I. Joe. But oh well. If Star Wars came out with that, you know, if Disney came out with that, I would definitely be buying both. Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you like it, and we'll have more videos to come.